and on Instagram. Excited to talk about shopping today. Give me 1 second. Things kind of slow today. Here we go. Going live on Facebook and live on Instagram. Say hi if you're watching me live. Good morning. Good morning. I'm excited today to be talking about shopping and kicking off shopping week with you guys. So I'm doing themed content every week. This week is shopping week. Last week we focused on denim. And next week I'm going to be talking about style mistakes you may be making and just style mistakes in general. So next Monday morning, our live style session will be about style mistakes. And then following that at 11, I'm going to have my masterclass series where I'm talking about the style mistakes that I see the most often, both in my Facebook groups, with clients and my community. So you won't want to miss style mistakes week next week, but this is shopping week. I often get questions about the difference between an influencer and a personal stylist. As a personal stylist, my job is to help you build a wardrobe. It is not to help you continually shop and to be making you feel like you don't have what you need and buying and buying and buying and buying. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Beverly, I just answered your question in the Facebook group. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you guys here. There are a lot of differences between a personal stylist and an influencer, but one of the key differences is that a personal stylist is trained to help you with your wardrobe, whereas an influencer, their job is to sell you things, right? Which is totally fine, but that's the difference between a personal stylist and an influencer. Hello. That said, obviously one of the keys to building a wardrobe is shopping and shopping successfully and shopping strategically. Good morning. So my goal is to help you build your best wardrobe, and that's going to, of course, involve a little bit of shopping. I could definitely stand to be a better influencer and do a better job of sharing my links and sharing how to shop everything. That is not my gift. My goal is to help you again build your best wardrobe. So so I want to talk just update you guys a couple of little things. Next week is style mistakes week. You'll want to check that out. And then I also want to talk about the reel that I did yesterday about denim. I ended up going, nobody picked this pair, but I'm going to show you how cool they look when I'm actually styling them and everything. But it was pair number 5. It was the Frame Le Easy Flare. I loved the fit and the comfort of them. A lot of you voted for the Frame Le Slim Palazzos. I love those as well, but I actually have a couple of very similar pairs to that. I also really loved the Frame Jet Set, but I wanted the full length and they only had the cropped. So it was the length that threw me off of those. I already have a straight. I already have the other pairs. And then the Page pair at the end that looked amazing on did not really fit very well in the waist. So that's an update on the denim and my denim shopping excursion at Nordstrom Rack yesterday. So let's get into it. I'm going to talk about shopping mistakes you may be making. Now, shopping is a challenge for everybody. And I have talked in the past about whether you're a hot shopper or a cold shopper. And I want you to comment and tell me whether you're a hot shopper or a cold shopper. And I'll tell you what the difference is. A hot shopper is someone who needs to be talked out of purchases. They enjoy shopping. Shopping is a pleasure for them. Shopping is an event for them. And they have to kind of rein themselves in when it comes to shopping. And when they're out and about, they generally find things that they like and want, and they have to talk themselves out of purchases. Now, a cold shopper is someone who does not enjoy shopping, who shops only when they absolutely need to, and who needs to be talked into purchases. In other words, you're out and about and someone has to sell you on something that you may actually need because you just hate the process of shopping so much. So if you have not updated your wardrobe in a long time, if you're like, it's been years since I've been shopping, if you're like, oh, it's been, I'm still wearing the same boots from 7 years ago because I really don't want to go out and find a new pair, you are probably a cold shopper. If you've got a lot in your closet, if you're mysteriously finding that your closet keeps getting more and more cluttered, and if you find that you have possibly things hanging in your closet that may even still have their tags on them because you bought them on a whim, you're probably a hot shopper. Let me know in the comments, hot shopper, cold shopper, hot, cold, freezing cold. That's awesome. There are going to be different strategies for each. And one of the things I'm going to say is that I generally recommend that everybody shop alone. I, as an extrovert, as someone who enjoys nothing more than shopping with friends. If you're actually looking for pieces that are you're going to build your wardrobe, if you're doing something like denim shopping or bathing suit shopping, anything where it's a little bit of a challenge or you really have to give it some thought, you really want to make sure you're making the right decision, I recommend shopping alone. Shopping should not be a group activity. Now, if you're going shopping with a group of friends and you pick up a pair of earrings or a lipstick and you grab a Starbucks, that's totally fine. But if you're doing some serious shopping, do it alone. The only possible exception to this might be, good morning, the only possible exception to this might be for the really cold shoppers. If you need a little push to buy stuff or you need a little push to just not give up immediately after you start shopping, that then it might be a benefit to have just like one trusted friend with you. Okay. Let me get into these mistakes. The first mistake I'm going to say that many people make is not having a plan when they go shopping. We've all been to the grocery store and just bought, like, maybe it's just me, just bought baguettes, just bought whatever looked yummy because we didn't have a plan for what we were buying, or we went without a list, or we went when we were hungry. Going to a store when you're bored, when you're in a bad mood, we've all done it. Um, just to browse, just to stop by, just to see what's new. We all do this, but if you do not have a list, if you do not have a plan for your wardrobe, and if you don't have an accurate idea of what you have in your closet, what you don't have, you're going to end up with clothes that you need to declutter in 6 months. And my goal is for everything that you bring into your wardrobe to be something that you love and something that you wear. Now, some things are going to be things that are going to be part of our very regular rotation, and some things are going to be things that are more part of our occasional rotation, depending on lifestyle and events and things that come up in our lives. But I want everything that you buy to be something that you really enjoy wearing, something that's truly wearable, something that you would reach for given the opportunity. Hot, hot, hot. Yes, me too. Me too, Maureen. But you're not going to end up with wearable clothes that you actually want to reach for if you go into every store as if it's a free for all, an opportunity to just buy whatever. Like, you need to go in with your filters in mind. So your first filter is, what do I actually already have in my closet and what may I be missing? So one of my goals going into Nordstrom Rack, which is an, could be an opportunity for amazingness, or it could be an opportunity for a disaster, right? Anytime we go into a place where it's off priced, where the selection is limited, where everything is on a huge sale or whatever, we can end up with amazing items, or we can end up with awful items. I went in with two things in mind. I wanted to buy jeans and I wanted to buy leopard shoes. I did not find leopard shoes, so I did not buy any. I didn't find leopard shoes that I loved. And then I decided to try on, and I tried on 6 pairs of jeans. So, and I ended up walking out with a pair of jeans because I went in with a plan. After I checked that box, if I had had more time or more energy, I could have then, looked at other things. But always at that point, I would have broken out my filters. What are my filters? My color palette, what is flattering for me, my lifestyle, what I have or don't have a lot of already. So we're always going to need to, first of all, start with a list in mind, a shopping list. Like, what are we actually shopping for right now? And then beyond checking those boxes, what do I know about myself, my lifestyle, my body, my wardrobe that can inform my shopping choices so that everything I'm buying is something that I'm going to end up wearing. You're so tired of going out and having to change in and out of clothes. Yes, yes. So that I believe we become more focused on what we love and what we'll actually wear as we get older. That doesn't mean that we automatically switch from being a cold shopper to being a hot shopper, but or a hot shopper to being a cold shopper, I mean, but it does mean that hopefully and my goal here is to help all of you become better shoppers, like to shop so that whether you really enjoy the process or whether you're really just trying to get that checklist checked so you can get it back out the door and onto something that you enjoy, the things that you're buying are things that you actually are wearing and that you enjoy. I love that. Bev is saying the Style Confidence Club, they're her new shopping friends. They Oh my gosh, I love that. They basically are helping you make better choices. I appreciate that so much. And so that's the point of having a community like the Style Confidence Club and the Agile Style Program. Those are my two programs that you can join and you basically get other people around you who are helping you make those choices for your wardrobe. Okay. The next problem, after not having a plan, the next thing that I see all the time, shoes are hard to find. Yes. And worth focusing on until you find the right pair. I've helped you be a much more confident shopper. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the mistake is falling for sales. And I walked into Nordstrom Rack yesterday, which is a place where everything is on sale, right? We go into Marshall's, everything is on sale. And so it can be very easy to be like, I remember one of my friends, we would go into a local boutique together and she would immediately go for the sale rack. Because in her mind, buying something that was less expensive always made that item a better buy than buying something that was more expensive. That's only true if you actually wear the item. It's only true if you actually wear the item. For example, yesterday at Nordstrom's, they had a clearance rack and then they had a regular rack of denim. I started with the regular rack and then I went to the clearance rack. The order doesn't matter as much as the fact that I wasn't determined to get something on the clearance rack just because it was cheaper. I was determined to get the right pair of jeans. And so you've got to go in with the focus that you're willing to invest a little bit more in those pieces that are going to make a big difference. Jeans are something I could wear 3 times a week. And so it's worth it for me to get a better pair. And buying a pair that's ho-hum that I don't reach for that often is going to get me a higher cost per use in the end and is not going to end up saving money. So you only save money when you're getting a deal on something that you genuinely love and that you're going to wear a lot. Okay, so there are services, people are talking about how hard it is to return. Services like the Return Queen, I might be working with them, but like there are services that can help you with the return, but find someone, hire a teenager in your life. One of my friends, her husband does her returns for her. Get your items returned for so many reasons. For the clutter, for getting that money back, and for the self-awareness that comes with saying, okay, I know this is something I'm not going to be wearing and I need to get this out of my house. Someone else can use it. This does not need to be here. Do those returns. But ideally, what we want if we're shopping in person is to be really strategic about our shopping. And this is true whether you're shopping in person or you're shopping online. And of course, since shopping online can be returning, whether you're shopping online or in person can be a challenge, we want to make the best decisions possible so we have fewer returns. Okay, so falling for sales, it's such a trap that many of us fall into. Oh my goodness, this is on sale. This is a once in a lifetime buying opportunity. If I don't buy this, I will never find it ever, ever, ever again. That is not true. That is not true. Everything comes, except for the Valentino black cocktail dress that I did not buy at a consignment store in Boston in the 90s. Almost everything comes around again. And there are very few like, for example, the Nordstrom anniversary sale. Everyone makes a huge deal about how it's such a once in a lifetime shopping opportunity for that year. And then the same stuff goes on sale 6 weeks later. Don't fall for it. Everybody wants you to buy things immediately. And I will tell you, don't fall for that, and don't fall for the sale like trap. Sales are only good if you're buying items that you're actually going to wear. Okay. Next is ignoring fit. So a couple of my choices yesterday when I was doing my denim haul were based on fit. Like, how well did something fit me? The last pair of jeans, as cute as they looked and I think they looked really cute, if I do say so myself, in the reel, did not fit well through the waist at all. I could barely, I mean, it must be them, not me, but I could barely button them up. Like, so I'm not going to reach for a pair of jeans that doesn't fit well in the waist and is super, super uncomfortable. So fit is really, really important. Buying the wrong size because you think you'll lose weight or that it might stretch out, not a great strategy. One size too big is going to feel and look sloppy. One size too small is going to be uncomfortable and unflattering. And so it's really important that we commit to good fit. Now, that said, not everything is going to fit everybody right off the rack, especially if you're a petite, especially if you're in specialty sizing. And if that's the case, then you are going to need to commit to getting that item tailored or tailoring it yourself. But do not buy something that you're not going to fit, that doesn't fit perfectly, that cannot be altered, that you're not going to commit to getting altered. Okay. Um Okay, fit matters more than price or label. I will say that, and do not get hung up on what it says on the tag. Nobody can see the tag. Nobody can see the tag. Just size up, size down, whatever it takes to get a good fit. I was in a massive size range yesterday. I just kind of eyeballed it, and I did the little denim trick. I don't know if you guys have heard this trick. I might do a reel about this, where if you take the waistband of the jeans and you put the waistband of the jeans while it's folded in half, waistband of the jeans around your neck. If it fits around your neck, it will fit around your waist. That's what I did to determine my denim size. And I will tell you, I typically am at size 25, 26 in jeans. My size yesterday ranged from a 25 to a 27. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I would have gone up to a 29 if I needed to. I would have gone down, whatever. Like it is what it is. What fits you is what fits you. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is buying duplicates you don't need. I see this all the time. I have 974 black tops. I have 23 white tops. If these items check the exact same boxes, you're only going to wear your favorites. So I see this a lot. Like if you've got lots of t-shirts in the same color, you've got 2 or 3, maybe, or maybe it's 1 that are your favorite that you wear all the time. And the rest do not get worn. They do not get worn. So be honest with yourself. Unless an item checks a couple of different boxes than the ones you already have, why would you be buying the exact same thing again? So you're not expanding your wardrobe if you're buying more and more and more of the same. Those new items that you're bringing in need to check some different boxes so that you're not duplicating the exact same category and then ending up with 15 of one category and you're only wearing 2. I see this so much. 3 pairs of nearly identical jeans or 10 black tops is not variety. It is clutter. It is clutter. Yeah, the neck size trick works every single time. Buying in every color is a trap for you. That's a great comment, Becky. So if you there's a little bit of logic to that, but are you going to actually wear it in every color, or are you just looking for it in every color? If you find a basic, yes, it can be helpful to shop your colors in that basic. So I would say a light, a medium, a dark neutral, and a pop color. You don't need 23 colors. One of my dear friends, I remember, doing a closet edit with her shoes. And she was like, well, I have light purple shoes. I have dark purple shoes, but I don't have medium purple shoes. And I felt that on a really deep level. But we don't need every shade of every color and every item. One of your biggest problems is deciding what will be a favorite. That's a great comment, Maureen. Okay, I'm going to give you a little tip and a little trick that I have used. When you buy something, unless it's a special occasion item, if it's something that suits your everyday life, pay attention to how quickly you wear that item and whether you want to wear it again right away. Like if you wear it, if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to wear this. I'm going to wear this on Wednesday when I go out to lunch with my friends. And then you wear it on Wednesday and then you're like, when else can I wear this? That's a favorite. If you buy something and it sits kind of unworn in your closet for a little while and you're hemming and hawing about when and where to wear it, and you're trying to decide when, you're trying to pick an opportunity where, I think maybe I'll wear it. I don't know if I want to wear it then. Maybe I'll wear it. So you should want to wear it as soon as possible. And you should be like, after a day of wearing it, you should feel so good in it that you're like, I want to wear it again and again. There's a brand I'm going to talk about in tomorrow's video called Duffield Lane that I've been working with. I've been wearing their dresses on repeat, almost to the point where I'm like, somebody's just going to say something to me. I was wearing their dress yesterday when I went jeans shopping because I did not anticipate shopping yesterday. So that was not a top with the jeans. It was a dress. I've been wearing it so often. I knew that they were going to become a favorite the moment I put it on and could not wait to wear it and pictured myself wearing it to many different places. You're welcome. Do I have a list of must-have items for your wardrobe? Yes, it's my. Thank you for asking, Connie. It's my Modern Classics wardrobe guide. I do have that. It is absolutely free. Go to netamanley.com/modern classics. That is a foundational guide for the things that I think that you're going to need in your wardrobe, and it talks you step by step through building a wardrobe. So netamanley.com/modern classics for that. I always have it linked below everything. Okay, so I talked about buying duplicates. The next thing I want to talk about is chasing trends blindly. I am a hot shopper. I love trends. I love newness. I love new. I love new things. I love new everything. But I will say that chasing trends blindly is going to get you a wardrobe where everything feels like a hot mess, because instead of using your filters, which I talk about all the time, you're the only filter that you have is trends, and you're not going to end up with a wardrobe that's functional and versatile and stylish. So I use my filter when I'm looking at anything, and my filters are these in my colors? Does this fit and flatter me? Does this suit my lifestyle? Does it suit my personal style? Right? It's going to come down to the triangle that I talk about. Do I love it? Does it love me back? And is it modern? Those are three boxes that everything that I buy has to check. Now, trends are modern because that's what makes them trends. So you're going to look at the other two boxes. Do I love it, and does it love me back? What does it love me back means? It means, does it fit? Does it flatter? And are the colors right for my wardrobe? Those are the questions you want to ask yourself before making any purchase. So, shopping trends blindly without using your filters is a recipe for a cluttered closet and pieces that you're going to need to defrost soon. So the idea behind like micro trends is for you to feel like everything's out of style in 6 weeks. My goal is to help you build a wardrobe that is modern but not trendy. So when you're looking at that the foundation of your wardrobe, the base of your wardrobe needs to be the modern classics. Then you're going to add modern updates and modern statements on top, neither of which are trendy. And then there's a tiny little point at the top where you can inject a couple of trends that you really, really love. Like for example, if I was 20 years old, I would have gone all in on the bow trend because I love bows and because they are a reflection and an extension of my feminine style. But I did not. I wouldn't have made my entire wardrobe about bows, because then 6 months later the bows are out and something else is coming in and my whole wardrobe feels dated. Um, okay. Okay, I love this. So someone said, Bonnie said, she doesn't always know, when she buys something, she doesn't know how to put it together with other items in her closet. That's the point of the modern classics. The modern classics are the pieces that are going to go with everything else. I used to always find great items and never be able to put them into outfits until I started really focusing on those modern classics and building that foundation for my wardrobe. Now I have something that goes with everything that I bring into my wardrobe. Okay. Um, how many times have you bought? Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is shopping without knowing what's in your closet. So doing that early in the season closet evaluation is so important. You don't want to go to a store and buy a pair of black pants only to come back and realize you've got 5 similar black pants hanging in your closet and you forgot about them because they were from last fall, winter, right? You want to do like an evaluation and a current like update. Okay, what do I currently have in my wardrobe? Again, the Modern Classics Guide is going to help you do that because there's a checklist in it that's going to help you kind of evaluate your fall winter wardrobe foundations. Um, so your fall winter wardrobe foundations are those that checklist that you need to like make sure that you've got kind of the basics covered in your wardrobe. And so doing that process and going through that checklist first, making sure that you know what you've got before you go to the store is absolutely key. Absolutely key. So a way of cataloging your closet, I catalog my clients' closets. So they have an app. My clients all have an app on their phone where they can look through their wardrobe and they can see exactly what they have so that they don't buy duplicates. But there are apps where you can do that yourself, and I definitely recommend cataloging your closet so you know what you have. Regular edits keep your closet functional, fresh, and aligned with your actual needs. So you really need to know what you've got. The next thing I want to talk about is ignoring lifestyle reality. So, you know, there's a middle ground between shopping for the fantasy you where you're never going to buy the clothes that you're never going to wear the clothes that you're buying, and also shopping for an uber casual lifestyle where you never get to wear the clothes that you love. So there's a middle ground. I feel like there's a place in all of our lives, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. How to what to do when your personal style and your lifestyle don't align. There are ways to bring the things that you love into your everyday outfits, and also ways to create more opportunities to wear the clothes that you love. Feel very, very passionately that just because we have casual lifestyles doesn't mean that we should relegate the rest of our lives to just being in sweats. Like we should just give up and be like, well, my lifestyle is casual. Nobody around here gets dressed. So I'm just going to live in sweats. I'm going to live in flip flops. I'm going to live in, daytime pajamas, and never make an effort. So there's a middle ground where you can bring what you love and what you enjoy wearing, and some of the aspirational, some of the fantasy pieces, and then also combine it with things that suit your lifestyle. Um, so Carol, I did a video on wardrobe apps on YouTube on but you can also search in the App Store on wardrobing apps. Stylebook is one of the most popular ones. And ask in the Facebook group too. A lot of people are using those wardrobing apps. Again, the one I use is designed for me to work with clients as a stylist, so that one wouldn't be a helpful recommendation for you. But I know Stylebook is a really good one. Some people really like Indyx, INDYX, but I did a whole video about that if you want to watch it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is not spending enough on core pieces. This used to be me. I did not want to spend money on boring things like jeans or a blouse because they just felt boring. I wanted to buy the polka dotted dress with the extra crinoline underneath it. I wanted to buy the crazy heels that went with no items in my wardrobe. I wanted to buy like the fun stuff, right? I did not want to buy the core stuff. The Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide, those are the core pieces. And now, as as a personal stylist, I've been working with clients for 20 years now. I know how important those core pieces are, and that I can buy all the fun and crazy tops in the world, but if I don't have a fabulous pair of jeans that fits me really, really cool to wear with those crazy tops, I'm not going to wear the tops as often. And so it was really like the need to fill in the blanks in my wardrobe and to make my wardrobe more functional and to be able to wear the beautiful pieces and the fun pieces that I wanted to buy. That was the reason I leaned into spending a little bit more on core pieces, because I realized I was compromising on the pieces that I ended up wearing the most. Really think about how often you're going to reach for something like a statement top. Not that often. How often are you going to reach for something like a pair of jeans that goes with all of your statement tops? Way more often. So make sure that you're spending a little bit more, just as much as you need to spend to get great fit, great quality, great flattery, all of the boxes checked with your core pieces. If you do, you are going to have this versatile wardrobe where everything kind of goes with everything. Um, I love this. I return now more than ever with stricter terms and conditions. Lifestyle is a huge filter for you because you like so many things outside of your lifestyle. You'd rather purchase items that and think about them at home. Okay, I love that. Yeah. So and spend money on the core pieces, the modern classics. You will not regret that. You will not regret that. So if you're looking at like, okay, a bag that you can use every day versus a special occasion bag, you're going to spend more on the bag that you can use every day. And you're going to ask yourself, what is the top end of my budget for an everyday bag? Is it $50? Is it $500? Is it $5,000? There's no judgment, but there's a bag for every budget in my modern classics guide, because I believe you should have the best that you can afford. And the pieces that you're going to reach for all the time should be the best quality that you can have, so you can continue to wear them. Okay. So not spending enough money on core pieces, that is a big mistake that I see all the time. The next thing I want to talk about is not checking the fabric and the care. Not checking the fabric and the care. If you do not want to ever go to a dry cleaner, then do not buy something that's dry clean only. That said, I will say this often. I dry clean very, very little. I dry clean things that have multiple colors, like this dress has a striped pattern. It's hard to see, but it's black and white striped. That's probably going to be tricky to wash at home. But like, I wash my silk, I wash my cashmere. on delicate, inside out, in a mesh bag, and hang or lay to dry. I do that with most of the dry clean only items. However, there are definitely items that need to be dry cleaned. And those items you want to ask yourself, if you're never going to take it to a dry cleaner, then don't buy it. Then don't buy it. If you're not going to wash it on delicate, then don't buy it. That said, I would say it's worth it to invest just a little bit of time into taking care of your clothes so that they last longer and work better and harder for you. But be realistic about fabric and care. If you are like absolutely like, I cannot tolerate polyester at this stage of my life, then make sure that you're buying things without polyester in them, which is becoming increasingly difficult, as we all know. Yes, most things, a lot of things that are on that say dry clean only can be washed on delicate in a mesh bag. You use the dry cleaning kits. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get around that. But you want to ask yourself, like, what is a no-go for you when it comes to fabrics and care? Do the fabrics feel cheap? Like, a lot of fabrics feel really cheap and they're pulling and just the quality isn't there. And so you're not going to feel beautiful in that item. Natural fibers breathe better and often last longer and end up holding up better over time. Always flip the tag and know what you're signing up for before you buy. Like, know what's going to be involved in taking care of this item. I'm also going to go back to saying, if you're not prepared to tailor an item that needs tailoring, leave it at the store. That said, you should be prepared to tailor that item. I'm just going to encourage you to have your items tailored. If you are in a size range like I am, where you need to frequently have your items tailored, because it makes a huge difference in how you're going to feel in your clothes. And then the final thing I'm going to talk about, I could go on and on about shopping. Let me know if you need me to do a round two, but I'm talking about shopping all week. I have a video tomorrow that's an extensive video. It's like 45 minutes long, called Buy This, Not That, from 8 of your favorite stores. I'm going to talk about what's good and what's not good and how to know the difference. And then on Friday, I'll be talking about boot shopping. I'm going to be talking about shopping all week. But the last thing I want to say is not considering versatility. And that's, again, I'm going to go back to my Modern Classics guide. The Modern Classics guide, those pieces are on that list because they are the versatile pieces. They're the pieces that go with everything. They're the pieces that go with all the clothes that don't go with anything in your closet. And I know that because I used to have all the clothes that went with nothing. And then I bought the Modern Classics and now I have a versatile wardrobe. So, a piece that only works with one outfit is basically a costume. Like, you want to ask yourself, like, how versatile is this? And if it's not versatile and you absolutely love it, how much are you spending on it? Like, are you spending a lot of money on something that can only be worn one way? That's probably not the best investment. Ask yourself, can I wear this 3 different ways with 3 different things that I already own? And can I wear it to 3 different places? That is going to be the criteria that's going to get you the most versatile. Not everything is going to fit that, of course, but when you're looking at something that you're bringing into your wardrobe that you would like that versatility, ask yourself, can I wear this 3 different ways to 3 different places with 3 different things? Okay. The most powerful wardrobes are built on mix and match versatility. This is what's going to get you not over your wardrobe or bored with your wardrobe as quickly. If you've got versatility, you're going to have options. And if you have options, you're going to be able to hold off on wardrobe boredom a little bit and enjoy your wardrobe for longer without feeling like you constantly need to shop just to refresh your wardrobe. Okay. That's it. I covered a lot. I know, not considering versatility, not looking at fabric and care, just buying sales. Like, there are just so many things that can trip us up when we're shopping. And again, my goal as a personal stylist is not to sell you stuff, but to help you shop strategically so you can build your best wardrobe. That said, I'm going to say that because this is shopping week, and because it's September and, fall wardrobe building time, I'm going to be doing more brand videos. I typically just focus them like 1 month a season, where I highlight some brands that I really like. So I'll be doing a couple of like mini, like shorter brand videos this week, which, you can watch, of course, if you enjoy, but I'm always going to be strategic in the brands that I work with. Again, I don't want you to go out and buy all the things. I want you to just buy the right thing. So I kind of wanted to just share that. Love you guys so much. I hope that you found this helpful. And I think I have a video coming out every single day this week. So I'm going to be throwing a ton of shopping content out at you. And again, encouraging you to build a wardrobe that works for you and your beautiful, actual, beautiful body and lifestyle. Love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.